Good morning, Lewis. I am Logan Kapp, along with Hannah Gazik. We hope you can start your morning with us here every Tuesday morning, live at 8:30.
Welcome back, everyone. Yesterday was the very first day of spring. It doesn't really feel like it, but happy spring.
It doesn't. And you know what? I really am ready for spring. Normally,
So am I.
Yeah, normally I am not. Like, I really enjoy winter, but I'm so done with this cold weather.
I know. It's after spring break and it's still like 20 degrees. Just not a fan.
It's really not. Even like last Saturday, it was like I felt like that was the coldest day of the year.
It was freezing.
Which is absolutely insane, right? The warmer weather and the Easter break is coming up soon, but we could start off, as we do every Tuesday, with our top tweets.
Top Tweet Tuesday.
Top Tweet Tuesday. Love that, with our patented Twitter bird, I think, for Good Morning Lewis. That is fantastic. Let's see tweet number one if we can, and then we can get rolling here.
Oh, this is my tweet. Me when I delete sent from my iPhone to make the email more formal. I don't know, I kind of just like the picture too. I thought the dog picture was funny, so
It really, yeah, and you know what? I do that all the time.
So do I. I just
And
take it out, yeah.
You would think that I would be smart enough to just like delete that from my signature,
Yeah.
you know, in the email, but no, we're just gonna
Yeah,
manually
same with
delete
me.
every
Yeah,
time.
same with me. I could make it just not say it, but I just delete it every time myself.
Yeah, and I also feel like all these people have like really professional looking signatures, and mine is always just like my name and like, you know, Comic Sans font. It just.
Oh, yeah, see, mine is just my name. Mine is just my name.
Yeah, but I definitely do that a lot, which is actually really funny. I just did that yesterday. Cool. Well, let's see tweet number two now, if we can. All right, this one is mine. Sunset and the Green River in Chicago screams Emerald City. I mean, just look at how beautiful that city is. I don't know. We talked last week about seeing the river green. It stayed green for a really long time this year, which is really cool. But like just the green in contrast with like all the buildings and the oranges, and then even with the blue sky, like that whole thing definitely gives Wizard of Oz vibes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I love pictures of the Green River, so that's.
Yeah,
I love that picture.
That is what probably one of my favorite pictures I've seen of the Green River. You see a lot of like the dying of the river and like during daytime, but I feel like you don't see a lot at nighttime.
Yeah.
And so that is probably my favorite one that I've ever seen, which is really cool. But cool, if we could see tweet number three now, that would be fantastic.
Oh, see, so this kind of goes along with our spring talk. March in the Midwest, it could be 50 degrees and then snowing. I think a couple weeks ago we had like a warm day, and then it just went downhill from there, and it's just been 20 degrees.
Like I said, I don't mind cold and I don't mind hot, but this bouncing back and forth business, that's just
one or
not
the other,
not okay. But yeah, that I mean, especially I think that'll be me once it gets warm outside, and until then, that'll be me.
Very accurate.
But cool. Well, tweet number four now, if we can. You know what time it is. It's dad joke time on Good Morning Lewis. I'm writing a book about hurricanes and tornadoes, but it's only a draft at the moment. More weather puns for the day. More weather puns.
More weather, dad joke form.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
That, I mean, you know, it is only a draft, and it was pretty drafty out this morning, if I do say so myself. Cool. Well, we have two videos today. One is a tweet video today instead of a TikTok, and then the other one's a TikTok. So if we could see the first video, that would be fantastic.
Oh, this is mine. Okay, so I saw this yesterday. This is some like ice cream place in Dubai, and it looks exactly like fried chicken, but it's ice cream. And I guess like it's even like they like fake like the bone is like a Tootsie Roll type looking thing, and then there's ice cream, and then I think just like the coating is like cereal or something. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and I don't know if I'd eat it, but it's definitely unlike anything I've seen before.
I'm uncomfortable on how much that looks like chicken.
Yeah.
Like that is kind of terrifying.
I know.
To
I
be
thought
honest.
it was chicken, and I watched it. I was like, "What is this?"
That I don't like that at all. That is, and I like
It's
ice
weird.
cream and I like
It
fried
is
chicken,
weird.
but that's just like that's kind of I don't like that. Well, if we could see the second video as well, that more food is sticking with your theme. With my theme, I guess this is kind of weather theme for the day. This is a little time-lapse video of all the airplanes that are landing at O'Hare. which I thought was just pretty cool
That's
just
really
to
cool.
see kind of the clouds and how crowded O'Hare really is. I mean, I think I never realized that it was just like one after the other. And I feel like also when you're flying, you don't necessarily get all of that like information. You're just like, oh, why do I have to circle the tarmac for 2 hours? You know,
Exactly.
but that's why is because there's 800 million planes all over the place.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. Yeah, I didn't know so many planes were like. Well, I guess I kind of knew, but I didn't I've never seen it. You know, like all the planes coming and going.
Yeah, I feel like there's even a good amount of planes taking off from Lewis here. Like even, I mean, you're always hearing like the buzzing of the
Right.
planes going by and stuff. And sometimes I feel like there's a jumbo jet flying in. I don't know. I didn't realize some of those planes were so loud, but they're coming in
Yeah.
hot, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, up next we are sharing some feel-good stories that'll hopefully brighten your day just a little bit. If you love the outdoors, you'll love this next story. We have, and you also don't mind the occasional bear hug, right? This is a new job posting that was posted in New Mexico, which the state's Department of Fish and Game posted a job on Facebook that says it's looking for some professional bear huggers.
Professional bear.
Professional. I didn't know that was like a profession.
Neither did I.
Ryan, I've heard of bear wrestling. I haven't heard of necessarily bear hugging. But the interaction with the bears is only one part of the job, which is actually very impressive. You see the New Mexico Fish and Game Department right there with a little baby bear. The listing says that the department is ready to hire someone who is ready to hike in strenuous conditions. So it'll be very interesting to do that job. I didn't like you said. I didn't know that was a job. It's a bear hugger, I guess. Like how does that? Like you just
Hug bears. I
I don't really know how to do that. But the part of the job description was that the person has to have the courage to crawl into a bear den and trust that his coworkers will be able to keep them safe during the process. I mean, I have a lot of trust in my coworkers. Would I have enough trust to make sure that I don't get mauled by a bear? I don't know.
I don't know about that either. I don't know if I would willingly crawl into a bear den.
Yeah.
I would not do that.
I don't know. I mean, I give those guys a lot of credit.
Definitely.
There's a wolf ranch over in Lockport, and throughout the summer they'll do like various shows, and one of the shows is a bear wrestle. I don't know if it's wrestling, but the guy goes into the bear cage, or I guess it's enclosure, den, whatever you want to call it, and he essentially fights with the bear, right? And so that is terrifying. But first of all, this guy's crazy. This is the guy who was walking around a tiger in downtown Lockport.
Oh, so
And so he's a little, out there, but he really loves the animals, but he did have his anti-bear spray on his belt ready to go. So I guess if you have that, then I guess you are good. But that is not a job description that I would want, that's for sure.
Definitely not. So we got another feel-good story that has to do with animals again. A military veteran from southern New Jersey is sharing his love for birds with a group of seniors. Jeremy Piat is disabled and suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, and he and his fiance bought and raised birds as emotional support animals. And he shared some of those when he visited some assisted living facilities in New Jersey.
Wow.
I think that's just so nice, especially with like seniors and assisted living facilities. I always feel like, they love visitors, and like even seeing animals, like that's a very heartwarming story, I think, that he's doing that.
Yeah, I really like ducks. I don't know. I think I want a pet duck when I'm older. Over the summer, there was a Flyer Kids Fest that goes on every summer in Joliet, and they had brought a bunch of baby ducks. So I got to play with baby ducks at Kids Fest
cute.
over the summer, which is fantastic. And that just made me want a duck even more. And I feel like ducks would be the perfect pet, right?
I kind of agree with that. Like, I feel like they're kind of low maintenance, and they're
Yeah,
cute.
you
They like
just-
waddle around.
Just while and quack once in a while. I mean, who
That's
doesn't
it.
get joy when you have? I guess if it's like 2:30 in the morning
Well, that's
and the
true.
duck
You
is
don't want
quacking
to-
in your ear, then I guess that's a problem. But
Like the little baby ducks, those are so cute. I love those the best. Those are my favorite.
I could definitely have 5 or 6 of those guys running around, but. Baby ducks. Well, also happening, Feel Good Flyers today, a large diamond was discovered at the state park in Arkansas. David Anderson visited the center crater for diamonds in Pike County State Park. 3.29 carat brown diamond was discovered in the park. You can see it right there on your screen. This is the largest diamond that was ever found this year, but is not the first diamond that was found there by David Anderson, which is very impressive. First of all, I think I need to get some of his luck. He's over here
Right?
finding diamonds every 5 seconds, you know. I don't know if I've ever found, I mean, I find a penny once in a while, I guess.
Yeah,
but
that's as far as it goes for me too. I haven't found a diamond.
yeah, right. I would like to do that. He says that he has discovered more than 400 diamonds over the past 16 years, including 15 diamonds that have weighed over 1 carat. His largest may be the 6.19 carat white gem he discovered back in 2014. So again, I wish I had the luck to just discover diamonds
just
like on the
find
street.
diamonds, yeah.
Like diamonds and fossil hunting. Those are two things I'd like to find over the course of my life. Is a dinosaur bone and a big old diamond.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Hopefully you can find one
Yeah,
day.
I hope so.
Well, it's always nice to start our morning with some feel-good stories. So now we will have another Learning with Logan segment with the Chief of LUPD.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of Learning with Logan. I'm Logan. Today we are joined by Chief of Police here at Louisville University, Mike Zagadlo. Mike, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me, Logan.
And you brought some cool stuff with you today. You want to talk a little bit about what you brought with you?
We are introducing you to the Axon Body 3, which is our newly rolled out body camera program, body-worn camera program at LUPD. And these are some examples of the body cameras that the police officers are now currently using out in the field. They have 4G LTE connectivity, they have GPS, they have a built-in DVR, they have the ability to wirelessly connect to the Axon cloud system. So for instance, if I'm in my office and a police officer's out on a call, I can punch into their camera and view the call live from my office.
Why did you guys kind of start getting these cameras? I know, a lot of that we see here with police departments are starting with the body-worn cameras. What was Lewis's reasoning for getting them?
Twofold, really. Best practices. So what we have found, or what's been demonstrated in other police departments, is that as police departments roll out body-worn cameras, they see citizen behavior improve, police behavior improve, use of force decrease. None of those have ever been a problem for us, but we thought it would be good to be kind of on the cutting edge of best practices. Additionally, the Illinois State Legislature passed the Safety Act, which requires all sworn police officers to wear body cameras.
So are all officers at LUPD wearing these cameras now?
All sworn police officers, so the guys with the badges and the guns and the dark blue uniforms, they all are wearing body cameras.
And you said it has live capabilities and you can watch live. Is there any way to know when someone is doing that?
Yeah, there's two things. So if we were to, for instance, start a recording on one of these cameras, you will see that there are red lights that begin to blink on the front of the camera. So anytime you're looking at a camera that has red lights blinking, that camera is capturing a recording. And for instance, the recording we're capturing right now on this camera, by state law now, has to be retained for 90 days.
Okay.
So don't say anything you don't want retained as evidence for 90 days. If I punch into this camera remotely, those red lights will turn purple.
Oh, okay.
And then you know that a supervisor is watching remotely. And we cannot punch into the camera unless the officer has initiated a recording.
Okay.
So we can't sneak up on an officer
Right.
and jump into his camera. He's got to be out on a call, actually on a recording, and then if we know he's recording, I can see it on my dashboard.
Right.
We can see on a map where all the cameras are and whether or not they're recording. And if it's recording, then I can punch into it.
Okay, and so each officer then has to individually start the recording? Is
Yes.
there some sort of protocol for what is being recorded?
Yes, anytime they're on a call for service. So if they get dispatched to a call, if they make a traffic stop, if they're unlocking someone's room, if they're helping you jumpstart your car, pretty much anytime you're interacting with a police officer, it's safe to assume that they've initiated a recording.
Okay, and is this where all officers wear them? Is kind of low on the
Yeah,
chest?
generally we look for them to kind of be in the range between the chest and the waist. That tends to be the best viewing angle. They have a wide viewing angle. So in this area, we're able to get a good kind of capture of what they're seeing. But it's important to understand that even with that wide viewing angle, there are things that the officer can see that the camera can't.
Right. Have they actually been used in a case that you can talk about?
Yeah, actually we've had 2 criminal incidents where we have used body camera footage as valuable evidence in those incidents. One incident involved a student who was followed to school by someone who she doesn't know, who has no relationship to Lewis. and we ended up stopping that individual, and we used the body cam footage of our interaction with him and our interaction with her to build the case that ultimately resulted in his arrest.
It's really interesting to learn about all these. Maybe we can go now take a look at them in action.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Chief Segadlo with the Lewis University Police Department. The reason I pulled you over today is you ran that stop sign back there without stopping. Do you have your driver's license and proof of insurance?
License.
Tony, is this address correct for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Your insurance is valid. I'm going to run a quick check on your driver's license, and as long as everything's okay, I'm going to give you a verbal warning and get you on your way today.
Thank you.
Tony, I appreciate your cooperation today. Just be mindful of the stop signs. We want to make sure everyone stays safe. Just going to have a verbal warning, and you're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It records a constant loop,
Right.
30-second loop. So what you're seeing now is the 30-second pre-event. Before I started the camera, there's no sound for that, and then at the point I start the camera, the sound will come in.
Oh wow! Oh, look at that. That's instantaneous too. It does that. Wow.
All right, well, that was really interesting to take a look. Mike, I want to thank you so much. If people want to learn more about the Lewis University Police Department, is there a webpage that they can go to?
Absolutely. We're on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can also check us out at lewisu.edu/police.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you,
Appreciate you
Logan.
being here. Thank you so much for watching episode number 2 of Learning with Logan. We'll be right back right after this.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, well, that will do it for Good Morning Lewis this week. Thank you so much to Mike Segadlo and Lewis University Police Department for that Learning with Logan. I think it turned out really well. Stay warm for the next week, and we'll catch you next Tuesday.